Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. Last time we performed a moon flyby and gained some valuable science data from this. Today we're continuing our exploration and we are going to perform a Minmus flyby. So let us spend our valuable science and unlock new parts which will allow us to do even more science. For science, you monster. Reference. So, we have 130 science. That means that we can unlock 2 nodes. And we decided to take electric parts, which gives us batteries, and the control surfaces to make our ship more stable and being able to achieve orbit with less difficulties. Here is our trusty Enterprise Mark IV, and we're going to upgrade it with newer technologies. Give it a little bit more science, give it reaction wheels for the control, some stable fins, and rearrange the parts a little bit so that it makes more sense. I'll speed up this part because it is kinda boring and you've already seen it like 3 times. So 6 times acceleration and our spaceship is taking form. See you on the launch pad. Our ship is ready, weather is good, sun is shining, Bill is in a pilot chair, and we launch. First we're going to start very slowly, trying not to spend our fuel and trying to get some 150 meters per second speed before our solid rocket boosters burn out. And burning it any second right now. So we switch to the liquid rockets. And everything seems to be more or less stable. Our ascent is controlled. Nothing is flying apart. No explosions. No ship's parts are left behind. And I'm going to speed up this part a little bit. We are rising not so rapidly, but that is enough for us for now. We'll start our gravity turn at around 13,000 meters and lose our ascent stage somewhere around here. Our speed is approximately 200 meters per second right now and rising. Bill is a little bit concerned, but he's always concerned. It is in his nature. So our speed is 800. Our hypothesis is rising. And we are almost in space. So here we create our maneuver node to circularize our orbit. And here we see our addition to our series Kerbal alarm clock. It will allow us to time our warp much easily without fear of losing our node and going further. And unfortunately again our orbital stage is not enough, so we had to ditch it and go for our lander stage, which isn't actually a lander right now because it is not going to land. So here we are looking for Minmus, trying to set it as a target, and fail again. No. First order of business is to change our orbit eccentricity. Whatever, it was just a new word. You know what I mean? The inclination of our orbit. And we are doing it almost fine. Yeah. Failing again and again. Just a little bit more. And some more. And it is 0.3 degrees, so something we can live with it. Again, we create an alarm for our node and time warping directly to it. Here is our node. We got some seconds before the burn, so orient correctly, and going to burn now. Orbit is slowly changing to the what we need of it. And done. Now we're going to create our maneuver node to the Minmus, one that will propel us from Kerbin to its moon. So as the last time, we search the place where our maneuver node and Minmus will create almost 90 degrees and create a maneuver node there. This part will be sped up. Here you can see me derping massively with the node and trying to create more or less close encounter, which doesn't really work, but it's okay for us. And finally our encounter is more or less close by. It's not thousands of kilometers away from Minmus. It's only around 80 kilometers or something like that. So here's our node. And burn. Any second now. Our burn is complete, and we have our encounter with Minmus. Now just some fine tweaking, and Bill will begin his long journey. Here we create another alarm, and the time warp begins. On our approach, we'll create another maneuver node to change our approach a little bit, make it a little bit closer. Our final approach will be around 80 kilometers, which is very good for us. Exactly the orbit we need. And we do our small burn. Doing tiny corrections to our course. And we did it. This alarm shows us that we are almost in the sphere of influence of Minmus. Any second now. And capture. We are now officially left Kerbal. Let's create a maneuver node which will put us into the orbit around Minmus. Done. And let's speed this up a little bit. And the orbit is achieved. Right now I'm trying to change my target to Kerbal and failing miserably. The reason we need to do it is because we need to change our inclination again. For some reason I decided choosing the moon will be sufficient, but it doesn't create ascent and descent nodes, as we actually not orbiting around moon, or not orbiting around the planet which moon orbits around. So we do our usual signs. We take Bill on EVA and ask him what he is feeling. Apparently he wants to eat Minmus. That's very interesting idea. And after some consideration I decided that, damn it, we don't need to change inclination. We'll just burn directly to home. And once again, we're doing a retrograde burn and putting our periapsis low enough so that we get aero brake and fall down to the planet. A periapsis of 40 kilometers is approximately right for that purpose. Can be a bit lower, can be a bit higher, but to be sure, should be around 30. Lower and you might get too steep angle and won't be able to aero brake fast enough and just smash into the surface. And put it to high and we'll skip the atmosphere and we'll go into space again. But most likely, even if you put it too high, but within the atmosphere, after a couple of orbits, the carbon will still return. It will just take 10, 20, 100, 1000 orbits. And let us do a little time warp, both in-game and in video. Let's see you when we approach carbon. And here we are on our final approach to planet Kerbal. We're going to reverse our craft to retrograde position and stage our small engine and a fuel tank. And a second now. Stage. I said stage. Unfortunately, our return will be on the dark side of the Kerbal. I apologize in advance for any inconvenience, and hopefully you will be able to see something. I'll also try to edit the video and to increase the brightness a little. And all Kerbal kind can see this flaming meteor going across the sky, lighting up as if it were day. Our speed is slowly falling, and our altitude is around 25,000. I think this is a good landing. Our angle wasn't too steep and wasn't too shallow, so that we managed to drop almost all of our velocity without losing too much altitude. And our parachutes are deployed successfully. And landed. Bill Kerman successfully returned home, and you can see him being happy about it. That concludes our Minmus flyby mission. We gained almost 240 signs, which will allow us to unlock all tier 3 modules and even some tier 4 modules. We finally get struts, which make our rockets sturdier, and new electrical equipment along with the fuel ducts. Using these parts, they'll create even bigger and more advanced rockets, and our final goal will be in grasp. We'll be able to get to Minmus and save Jebidiah Kerman. Thank you all for watching. We'll see us in the next episode. Remember to like, dislike, and comment this video. Share it on the social networks and subscribe to the channel. Thanks again, and fly safe.